Today we have to talk about a horrific event that has been making headlines. A cruise that you'd only see in your nightmares, in which passengers on board were saying that they legitimately feared for their life. They were meant to go on a vacation of a lifetime, however, toward the end of their cruise, the ship got caught and stranded in a massive storm and well, there's been videos that have been posted that have been going viral all over the internet. A lot of people, of course, are referencing the doomed Titanic. There are over 100 people that have gotten injured, and with a month or so left of hurricane season, a lot of people are worried. As someone that has been caught in severe storms on a cruise ship, both as a guest and a crew member, I can tell you firsthand that how you feel about these situations should you be on board during one of these events is going to be subjective. It's going to come down to personal preference. Me personally, I sleep like a baby. However, in this particular case, when you're dealing with, for example, 30-foot waves, and once you hear about the demographic, you are going to understand a little bit more how 100 people could have gotten injured during this event. The vessel that would unfortunately get tangled up with the storms, high winds, and powerful waves would be the Spirit of Discovery cruise ship by Sega Cruises, which was on a 14-night sailing out of the UK going to the Canary Islands. However, toward the end of the cruise is when the event would take place. For you fine folk out there that have never heard of Sega Cruises, it's a UK-based company launched in the year 1996, where the age limit to sail is 50 and above. However, if the person that booked the initial cruise is 50 and up, they can sail with somebody that is 40 and up. The Spirit of the Seas cruise ship was launched in the year 2019 and only holds 1,000 passengers. So it's a relatively small ship in the grand scheme of things when you look at the modern cruise ships that we have out today, like for example Royal Caribbean's Oasis class. During the crazy and dangerous storm, the Spirit of Discovery cruise ship was hit multiple occasions with 30-foot waves, and throughout this entanglement, there were 100 people that were unfortunately injured. Now, thankfully, the injuries for most of these people, with the exception of 5, were minor. Whenever the ship was able to safely go back over to land over in Portsmouth, UK, there were 5 people that had to be transported over to the hospital. There have been tons of statements taken from the passengers on board, some of which are in their 70s, saying that they did fear for their lives while they were on board. They were obviously scared. You also had other passengers that came out and said they were texting their family basically to say goodbye and that they loved them in the event that the ship tipped over. Now, from my understanding, the captain and crew on board the Spirit of Discovery cruise ship did everything humanly possible to ensure the safety of all the passengers on board. Obviously, yes, some passengers did get injured. Thankfully, they were minor. But a lot of people are now asking the question, which I think is somewhat valid and justified, is how with today's technology they couldn't avoid this storm? I would imagine, yes, it is a very tricky thing to try to figure out. There's a lot of details involved, and I'm sure there are some time restraints in which they got to be back at certain places at certain times, and there's a lot of mumbo jumbo that goes into it. And the reality is, sometimes things can be avoided, sometimes they can't. Or it's a situation where they didn't think the storm was going to be as severe as it was, and unfortunately, they got caught. At this point in time, we are currently at the tail end of hurricane season. It ends on November 30th. And with this story going as viral as it has, I've seen in the comments a lot of people that have cruises booked for Thanksgiving and festivities with their family throughout this month. They're now worried that they're going to get caught up in the storm. I would say not to worry. As many cruises as I take, I can count on 2 hands how many times I've been in a storm, and I've taken a lot of cruises, like I said, both as a crew member and a passenger. You guys are going to be all right. Personally, I usually indulge heavily in booking cruises this time of year for 2 reasons. Yes, the kids are back in school, and well, there are a lot of people that are somewhat fearful of taking a cruise this time of year, so usually you can find some pretty attractive deals that are honestly irresistible. Not to mention, of course, we do have Black Friday coming up and Cyber Monday. I'm definitely going to be doing some bookings. I guess for a lot of us, we're looking more toward the Cyber Monday. I have cruise next week too, and I have more coming up, and I'm definitely going to book some more on Cyber Monday. Let me know what cruises you guys are booking, by the way, and also let me know your thoughts on this story in the comment section below. I'd greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button on your way out. That's all we got for today. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you later. Take it easy.